21 plus 21, right? Because that turns into 2 times 21. Do we agree, Maya? And then plus 18 plus 18. Because I've got two 18s, and 18 plus 18 is also the same as 18 times 52. Good, good. Then, to find area, A, this one, someone tried to tell me area earlier for perimeter. How do I find area? Area is going to be how much of stuff I have inside. How much all of this takes up. What do I need to do? Multiply. Not going to add them. I did that for perimeter. Multiply. I'm going to multiply. What two numbers am I going to multiply when I add them? 21 times 18. So I'm just multiplying my length times my width. So I would do 21 times 18. Okay. Does everyone understand? Yes. Okay. So we are going to practice measuring, and we're going to find the length and the width. All the rooms that we have, and I know y'all noticed the tape earlier in the classroom, I went ahead and showed y'all the best route for measurement that is a clear shot. So you've got the length, and it's already labeled with an L, and you've got the width already labeled with a W. All right. So the rooms we are going to measure, I have group 1 and group 2. Y'all are, since it's only 2 in each group, the 4 of you are going to work together in this room. Group 3, you are responsible for measuring the girls' bathroom. Group 4 is going to measure the boys' bathroom. Group 5 will measure the closet that's in here. I've already got the tape in there. And then group 6, there's 4 of you as well. I've joined 6 and 7. You guys will be measuring the kitchen. Okay? I'm going to tell you all the groups. Okay? I've already got them and I've got jobs assigned. So everybody, we've got different jobs. We have, for the groups 1 and 2, I've got a recorder.